Hello everyone, welcome back to Dakota's Political Circle, and today I wanted to do a special video for you guys today. So I haven't been making videos for a little bit because not too much has been coming on with politics. Not too much has really been that interesting to post about. So I kind of wanted to do something interesting today. So I want to do a way too early, like 2028, matchup. And to start it out, I actually want to do the ones that are based on polling who's expected to face who in a most likely scenario. And what's very, very interesting is the most likely scenario for the Democrats is very, very interesting. So it's Kamala Harris leading out of all the Democratic presidential primary nominees to face off against whoever the Republican chooses, which is crazy to think she leads by so much. Especially since she got destroyed by Donald Trump. So that's just very surprising to see. But it will be, you already saw the video title. You know it's going to be Kamala Harris versus J.D. Vance, but I wouldn't show you the results anyway. But I do want to do it based on polling. But yeah, this was the most recent poll that came out. It was November 18th, but I didn't want to make this video too quickly because I just wanted to kind of make other videos as well that are more recent. But yeah, Kamala Harris is leading in the Democrat presidential primary polling, which is insane. And Gavin Newsom's in second, but not even close in second, not even close at all, which is crazy. So Kamala Harris is significantly leading the primary polling for 2028, which is really good for Republicans, to be honest. I'm surprised AOC is down so much because it sounds like she'd be a higher candidate, but I guess she's just lower. Fetterman's interesting being on here. I don't see too many big, crazy ones out of here. There's Josh Shapiro. You got some others. But here's the Republican one. This is the Republican one that just came out, on the 10th. That was, yesterday, which is really interesting. So this is actually really interesting to see here. So Donald Trump Jr. and J.D. Vance are tied in the primary field, which makes sense because a lot of people like Trump, so they would probably want to vote for Trump Jr. if Trump Jr. ran. And then there's J.D. Vance, obviously the VP to Trump. So it makes a lot of sense that these two are the top candidates. Now, in my opinion, I don't think Donald Trump Jr. is going to run if J.D. Vance runs because it wouldn't make much sense, especially if Trump endorses J.D. Vance or something, which makes the most sense because, it is his VP, so that's what he's probably going to be doing. But if Donald Trump Jr. does do that much in a line with J.D. Vance, I do think it's going to be a close race. But if Trump doesn't endorse anyone, Donald Trump Jr. really could come out on top. Now, in my opinion, I don't think Trump Jr. is like his dad that much. He isn't really like his dad that much, so I wouldn't say he's exactly like Trump. So I think it would be harder to win a race if Trump Jr. was the nominee, but I do think he'd still win if it was against Kamala Harris. But today I'm actually doing a J.D. Vance versus Kamala Harris because they're the two most likely scenarios when it comes to it. So that's what I'm doing today. But also, I just want to talk about the other picks here. So there's Ron DeSantis, which makes sense if he's that high. Nikki Haley, I wouldn't say she's that high. I think she's worse. Vivek would be interesting, 5% there. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. would also be very interesting as well. You got some others down here. But yeah, this is a really interesting field to see, definitely. But okay, let's get into the actual prediction. I actually want to do a prediction. So it's going to be J.D. Vance versus Kamala Harris. This is my early prediction for the 2028 election. And if it really is J.D. Vance versus Kamala Harris, this is going to be really interesting because Kamala Harris got demolished by Trump. Do you think she's not going to get demolished again by J.D. Vance? There's not really much you can go against J.D. Vance either, so it really wouldn't make much sense to vote for Kamala Harris. But I will show you my prediction. I'll also make more in this way after this. I'm not going to make them in line with each other with videos, but I will make them maybe next month I might do another one. Maybe JD Vance versus maybe Gavin Newsom. Maybe maybe Josh Shapiro. I might do that as at random. And I might even do one, maybe a Donald Trump Jr. since he's so high on the list. I might do that as well. Maybe a Donald Trump Jr. versus Kamala Harris. But for now, let's do the J.D. Vance one. Okay, let's start this out now. This is going to be really interesting. So let's go with, I'm going to do the safe blue states first. So you got California, Oregon, Washington. You got Hawaii, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, D.C. I'll say Maryland. Delaware, I guess. New Jersey, I'm going to leave blank. Connecticut, Vermont, I'm going to leave New Hampshire blank. And then let's give Colorado. I don't think Colorado's going to shift by 2028. I don't think there's any more. I'm just looking just in case. I'm not going to put New York as safe. But no, I do not see any more. If I do find anything, I definitely will put it there. Oh yeah, actually, I want to put these. I want to put Nebraska actually, no, not Nebraska second. I'll leave that blank. But I will put Maine's first. I'll put Maine's first as deep blue. So now let's do JD Vance's safe margin states. So I would say Alaska, you got Utah, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota. You got Nebraska and some of their districts. You got Kansas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Iowa, Mississippi, Alabama. You got Florida, South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, and West Virginia. And any more safe red? Texas. And I don't think there's any more safe ones, I would say. Okay, now let's go to the likely Kamala states. I would probably say, actually, I almost forgot about Illinois. Illinois is a safe blue no matter what. I would go for a likely Kamala Harris would probably. I'd probably say New York. I think New York would go in the likely at this point. It could maybe go in the lean, but I'm going to say likely for New York. New Mexico could get closer, so I'm not going to put New Mexico. I don't think there's any other states I really want to put in the likely Kamala column. Actually, no, I know what to do. I want to put. I kind of want to put Nebraska second in the likely because I really don't see it shifting that much. I just don't see it like shifting that much at all. I just don't see that happening. Okay, that's all the likely ones I can tell for now. Okay, now let's do the likely JD Vance states. So I would say some likely states that go to JD Vance would be. I would give North Carolina in a likely scenario. I think North Carolina gains a lot. I'm going to keep Georgia out of it for now because Georgia could shift a little bit left. I mean, Georgia has been shifting left for a while, so it's possible Georgia could get a little bit closer, so I'm going to leave that off for now. But that's just based on the Atlanta Metro and all that kind of stuff. Actually, I do want to put Arizona because I think Arizona won't be that. I think Arizona's going to shift to the right more. I don't think Nevada's going to be likely, but I will leave it off for now. I don't think I see any other states that'll be in the likely scenario for JD Vance. So let's go with Kamala Harris. Let's do the lean for Kamala. I would say New Mexico would be a lean. I think New Mexico will get closer now, especially since JD Vance will be the nominee. I think let me look and see if there's any others. I think Minnesota will get closer, especially if Tim Walz is not the candidate. I think it'll be a lean scenario. And then with I'm trying to think here. I think no, maybe not. I think Maine will get closer. New Hampshire might get closer. Actually, no, I'm gonna give Maine to the lean column. And, oh yeah, I almost forgot. Maine's second needs to be red. And then let's leave it like that. And then let's do lean JD Vance. So lean JD Vance. I would give this to Georgia. I think Georgia is going to start getting closer by 2028 with the Dems. I think they're going to still have a favorable rating to like Trump and JD Vance and stuff. I mean, it could go in the likely scenario. You never know. I'm just more worried about those Atlanta metros and like the surrounding Atlanta region. It might shift left a little bit, but I do still think it's still gonna go by a lean margin. And I do think Nevada is also going to be in the lean margin. I think Nevada's going to do really well for Trump. I mean, not for Trump, for JD Vance. I think Nevada's going to shift even more right. I wouldn't say a likely scenario, but I do think it'll be a lean margin for Nevada. And JD Vance has almost won the election right here as well. Any more lean I can tell? Actually, yes. I would say I think Pennsylvania will go in the lean column as well as Michigan. I think they'll have a big favorable rating to Trump, and his presidency. So J.D. Vance will pick off Pennsylvania and Michigan. Wisconsin, I think, yeah, I'm going to say Wisconsin too. I think Wisconsin is going to be closer than those two states, just like how it was this year. But I do think Wisconsin is going to come around since Trump did really well in his presidency by 2028. He'll pick off all three. And then when it comes to any more lean I could see here, I would probably say no. Yeah, probably not. And then let's go to the tilt Kamala states. Now this will be interesting. So I think Virginia will go to Kamala, but I think it'll be tilt. It could be lean, you never know. But I think Virginia is going to shift right significantly by 2028. It's going to be significantly shifting right, but I do think it won't shift too much right. But I do think it'll shift significantly right, where it'll be a very close race in Virginia, especially if Trump does really well in his presidency and J.D. Vance is favorable. I think that'll happen. And then the state of New Hampshire, I think New Hampshire is going to be really close. Even though Trump didn't have it close this year, I think New Hampshire is going to have a really favorable rating to J.D. Vance over Trump in a lot of aspects. And so I just think that's just how it's going to happen. But I do think Kamala would still pick it off. And then the state of New Jersey. Now, this is an interesting one in my opinion. I think New Jersey is a really interesting one. Because New Jersey shifted a lot towards Trump. They shifted so much. And honestly, they might shift even more right. And it's very, very possible that J.D. Vance can get New Jersey. Like, it's a big possibility. Like, it's even more likely that he can get New Jersey over Virginia. Now, in my opinion, I'm going to give it to Kamala Harris, but I'm going to say a tilt column. I think J.D. Vance has a big opportunity to win over people in New Jersey and win that state. And maybe even flip a bunch of Senate seats, flip a bunch of House seats. It's very possible for a state like New Jersey to go to J.D. Vance. I'm not going to say he's more likable than Trump, but I think he has better character issues when it comes to more people liking him and him not being divisive. So I think people in New Jersey, Virginia, New Hampshire will see that. But I'm not sure he has enough support where he can flip them as of right now. But if it keeps shifting more and more right by the years go on and I come back to this, it's very possible New Jersey can go to J.D. Vance, as well as Virginia, and maybe New Hampshire. You never know. But as of right now, it would be a 312 to 226, just basically what Trump got. Now, the scenario would be different. I mean, Virginia would be a lot closer. You got New Jersey a lot closer. You got New Hampshire a lot closer. You probably win a bunch more House seats, and you probably also win more Senate races as well. I'm not sure what Senate races are up in 2028, but it is very possible for J.D. Vance to flip a bunch of Senate seats as well in this scenario. Especially if he makes New Mexico lean, and then you have Nevada in the lean column. You got all of these states right here in the lean column, and now Georgia would be the interesting one here. I just have a weird feeling about Georgia right now because of Atlanta. Everyone always talks about Atlanta and how it's going to shift left. It's going to shift left, and I think at some point it's going to, but not right now. But I do think it'll be a 312 to 226. Kamala gets destroyed again. J.D. Vance probably overwhelmingly wins the popular vote, which would be very, very interesting. But I hope you guys like this scenario. I just wanted to bring it up for you guys because it has been really, really slow with politics lately. I just really wanted to bring it up for you guys for fun. I mean, there's not really much to talk about right now with politics. So I was like, you know what? Let me just post something like this, like a way too early prediction. Because I know you guys like the predictions. And I know predictions are a long way off right now. So it's just fun to do it. But I will do another prediction eventually. I'm not going to do them like significantly all of the time. I might do like maybe 1 or 2 per month. Maybe 1 per month. Depending on the candidates and stuff. Like my next one might be J.D. Vance versus Gavin Newsom. You got J.D. Vance versus Pete Buttigieg. And I'll also do a Donald Trump Jr. one. You know, you never know what could happen to J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance could go AWOL, and Trump wants his son instead. So you might have a Donald Trump Jr. versus Kamala scenario. Now, in my opinion, I think Donald Trump Jr. is a little bit more... he's more divisive than Donald Trump, in my opinion. I think a lot of people hate Donald Trump Jr., Now, don't get me wrong, he has amazing views. He would be an awesome president. It's just his character issues would drive a lot of people away. But I do think he'd still beat Kamala Harris. Like, I think he'd still beat her. It's just obvious. Kamala Harris can get beat by like a literal tree if they were running because she's so awful. Like, if I look at the whole race right here, if I look at this all of this and I look at any of them, the only ones I think that Kamala Harris maybe can beat is maybe Greg Abbott. She might be able to beat Greg Abbott. Well, I don't know. Remember, I don't know. Greg Abbott's kind of rhino-esque, so I'd say maybe, especially if you run away the MAGA folks against Greg Abbott. Yeah, but out of all these, she's not going to be able to beat any of them except maybe Greg Abbott, which literally won't happen. But based on the top choices like Robert F. Kennedy, Vivek, Nikki, Ron DeSantis, J.D. Vance, Donald Trump Jr., she could not beat any of those. She could not beat a single one of them. So if Kamala Harris is the nominee, which it is looking like she's probably going to be the nominee in 2028 because the Democrats don't know who to put up. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, guys, I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just want to do a prediction because, it is fun to do these predictions, and the election's already over, so we don't get to do these that much anymore. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know if you want me to make other predictions. I might do... Sorry, I accidentally paused the video. I might also do a Robert F. Kennedy Jr. one as well for fun. Maybe a Tulsi Gabbard one. You never know. Just something fun, Just have cool predictions and stuff. I'm not going to do them too often. Just when it's kind of slow, not too much is going on, I'll post a prediction and stuff. But let me know in the comments what you guys want. Let me know if you want more predictions like this. Let me know what you want the next prediction video to be. It can be anything you guys can think of. Anyway, let me know in the comments, guys, if you think my prediction was right. Do you like me doing the predictions after the election, just to do way too early predictions, But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.